What's up, you guys? It's the Authentic Empress. So, you guys know how a few videos back I was talking about how Mother Nature exposes everything, or always exposes the energy that's going on. So, it seemed like out of like nowhere, and don't get me wrong, this is a common pattern, especially in Georgia, but man, it was just freezing cold out of nowhere today, right? And then today is also the 22nd, is 222. We're in 2026, so yeah, 2 2 2 2 10, I think, which is 1. Um, so number 7 altogether. So y'all know the twos, represent building connections, 2 of Cups energy, relationships, or just what somebody is building, right? So somebody could have went completely cold when it comes to some type of passionate energy, or maybe this is how you're being perceived, or somebody went cold on somebody. Maybe this is due to some type of self-reflection, okay? And yeah, there's something significant about a transition, okay? So there's something involving a doctor, okay? I just heard surgical removal. So maybe there was something that was just really attached to somebody. Yeah, you have foresight here in a dove. There could be something significant about a death, okay, with this transition energy. And it's crazy because now I'm thinking about how not too long ago I saw a dead owl. And I'm from South Carolina. And I've always, yeah, there could be a death in a family with family ties. If this is not a literal death, there's some type of ending, a severance, or something, okay, some type of significant shift where somebody has moved away, withdrawn their energy, okay? Or this could also be someone desiring for some type of strike, or you or someone being cold on them, going cold to end, okay? Now, like I said, I just recently seen a dead owl, and I've been taught, or yeah, I don't even know how all I gathered this, but I've always known seeing a dead owl as an omen of death, okay? And it's been years since I've seen a dead owl. And I've seen a dead owl like the other week, right? So there's something significant about somebody who's wise, or somebody that people go to for some type of wisdom, or knowledge, somebody who has like a 360 type of perspective or scope on things, somebody that thinks outside of the box, or help others expand their perception, if they're dealing with an issue, some type of imbalance, a sickness, or they're wanting to make some type of significant lifestyle changes, get their health in order, or if they're battling against low vibrational thoughts, okay, when it comes to some type of challenge that they're enduring or going through at the time. And let's say they're kind of caught in some type of karmic cycle of poverty mentality, or harsh self-criticism. This could also be your energy. You could be somebody who's like this, like you could oftentimes not only catch yourself, okay, in negative patterns, but also catch other people in their negative patterns, and basically kind of plug in something that basically alchemizes whatever that energy is, okay? And this could just be, bad habits of speech or self-talk that these people could have picked up, just from their environment, their upbringing, okay? Or external criticisms, or self-criticism. So there's something significant about constructive criticism, opposed to just self psychological emotional abuse, okay? You guys are going to find you aligning with people who are more receptive to that energy, opposed to how maybe in the past, or when you first started coming out more, giving some type of advice on health, giving advice on, or suggesting things that are just healthier overall. You could have had, or could have experienced people throughout that journey, especially the like the birthing of you being that way. You could have experienced people trying to shun you, trying to dismantle you even being in that energy, or trying to brush you off or deflect, okay? Project. But there's something about you growing to be very selective and treat that energy as an exclusivity of who you are, okay? And so there's no more people excluding you. It's more so you excluding yourself, okay, from people who choose to deny who you are. Like, this is a part of who you are, and it's like, okay, well, if you're going to deny me just being myself, just because I genuinely care, and I care on a level that's like actually, resolution based, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just going to put a band-aid on it. Hey, I've been properly educated, I've done the proper research, I learned from my own life, I pay attention, and this is like real concrete information, education, that can actually help you improve, instead of, just enable you and behaviors that work against you, okay? Attitudes or ways of speaking to self that actually work against you, okay? Again, though, so different energies here. Again, there's different ways that this death energy is manifested. There's some type of backfire that could be significant, where somebody experienced a death in their family. There's this death energy around a significant elder in somebody's family passing. This could be a feminine, excuse me, or somebody who's very nurturing, okay? Even if it's a masculine elder. Another way this death energy could be manifesting is somebody just putting some type of unhealthy connection at a complete death, or just going death, like just ending something, like cold turkey energy is what it's giving. I don't know why I started hearing that damn song. What the hell that got to do with anything? Now I'm hearing she's a bad man, my just as fine as she can be. Who's bad? So there's definitely something significant about a mother's touch, a mother's intuition, okay? A mother's a mother's insight, a maternal motherly insight, or a nurturing touch to something, or just that spirit of wisdom, which is a feminine energy, earth energy, water energy, all feminine energy, right? So this has a lot to do with what makes you feel more grounded, what makes these people or this person feels more stable overall, okay? What contributes to, if they finally, when they get themselves into this place of feeling clear-minded, this is being more responsible with your consciousness, like being responsible with what, disturbances, okay, disruptions. There's this energy of sly remarks, okay? People making sly remarks, okay, to try to get up under your skin, or get up under somebody's skin and stuff like that. And these people experiencing like immediate karma and backfire, or you responding in what comes off as cold, okay? And what I mean as cold is that these people are not getting the reactions or the responses they thought they was going to get, or that they were hoping for. So this can have something to do with many of things. This could be related to money. This could be related to scheduling, like plans being canceled and stuff like that. People intentionally making a plan and then canceling the plan, hoping to trigger a reaction or provoke a reaction or response out of you, okay, that strokes their ego, and you kind of responded in a very cold, calm, cool, collected, graceful manner, like, okay, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen type of energy, like, you know, it is what it is type of energy. And you can always have this trait about you, but there's something about you just being like completely grounded in that energy. You know, nobody's able to guilt trip you, gaslight you. It's like you've kind of mastered the understanding of those tactics, okay? And these tactics that get, you know, cycled or recycled through a lot of people. And it's like, well, you know, I'm not them. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's giving. Like, I'm not them, you know, I'm not like them, you know, y'all not like me, we not like them, I'm, you know, they not like us energy. And yeah, so there's definitely this energy of being very content with what was meant to be used as insults, okay, to your identity, okay, whether that's people referring to you as narcissistic, people referring to you as bougie, conceited, stuck up, people referring to you as weird, you know, like just different stuff like that. And you just like, I mean, like, I guess you're not wrong. Like, you know, that's neither here or there for me. Like, what I got to do with, you know, how I perceive myself, you know. The optimist in passion. There's something significant about Optimus Prime. I don't know if somebody, if this is just pertaining to transforming energy, like you transforming, or you're transforming a situation, energy, some type of social construct, or you just transforming, okay? This could also be you triggering transformations, you having this catalytic impact on people by how you're choosing or not choosing to respond or react to situations. You literally reacting or responding in a way that's just outside of the norm of what these people are accustomed to. And what I'm hearing specifically is what they've grown accustomed to. So in a way, there's a positive to them being negative. You get what I'm saying? Towards you or to your energy specifically. Like, there's a positive to that. By you showing up, responding, reacting in a way that is unlike what they, you know, it's opening them up. It's opening these people up to learning something new. Like, it's kind of expanding their mind or kind of opening that door. Now it's up to them what they choose to do with that, okay? If they want to close the door, reject it, but it's not really something that leaves, you know. They can't necessarily rid themselves of this new reality. You get what I'm saying? Because this could be people who have a tendency of developing their identity based off the identities of others, opposed to like really tapping into embracing who they really are. Okay, there can be some type of fears around embracing who they really are, some type of trauma, some type of abuse, okay, that kind of, oh, that's old. Yeah. Some type of, I was gonna say distractions, but then I heard extraction, you know, some sort of extracting of their identity or extracting of their energy, and almost like extracting their unique identity and kind of filling them with some type of mediocrity, or filling them with general influential energy. You get what I'm saying? So these people who tend to target you to harvest off your energy, these are people who have already been harvested. You know what I'm saying? Their authenticity, their true selves have already been harvested or harnessed, so, you know, so to speak. And, you know, we can even take it as far as lost soul energy or soulless beings, again, you know, like that topic we discussed over a month ago. And the way that they're giving me this perspective with lost soul energy is their soul may be lost and they're like seeking their soul. You get what I'm saying? But they're still confined to this curse of looking outside of them, you know, searching and seeking outside of them, opposed to searching within themselves. So again, you know how I always talk about how God, you know, intended for our bodies to be temples, right? And not everybody, you know, is in the condition of being a temple or vibrating, or doing the work. Look, the sanctuary, I'm not lying to you. The sanctuary. Nevermore Academy. Okay? I got something in my eye, bro. Sheesh. Mote in their eyes. Mote in your own eye. Remove the mote from thine own eye. You know, so that you're able to properly remove and identify the mote in thy brother's eye. You get what I'm saying? In most cases, what that really means is, if you haven't, you know, gathered the understanding and the comprehension, you know, the knowledge and the education, the wisdom, you know, actually apply the knowledge on how to remove a sickness, remove an illness, okay, remove, you know, or heal a fracture. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I feel like there's something even better. If you haven't, you know, learned how to detoxify yourself, okay, how can you spot, you know, the sickness or the effects, the consequences, the side effects, you know, upon thy brother and thy sister, to be able to assist in helping them remove the illness, the disease from their bodies, from their minds. You get what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the show Big Bang Theory for whatever reason. Like, they're showing me Sheldon from, is it Shelton? I think it's Shelton. My brother's name is Sheldon. But Shelton. They're showing me Shelton from Big Bang Theory. Okay. They're showing me Garcia from Criminal Minds. So you could have this kind of quirky energy about you, like these particular characters. So it is Sheldon. Okay. But you could kind of resonate, like these particular characters, you could have like heavily resonated with them. Also somebody like Reed. Okay. Reed, Garcia, Sheldon, his girlfriend. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking of right now. But you could resonate heavily with those characters, or with their character. Okay. There's something unique. You bring something unique to the table of discussion. You know what I'm saying? They're taking me back to a memory where I attended this quote unquote healing retreat. It was bullshit. But anyway, I got invited because I work in health and wellness, you know. And I was connected with the host, you know, from just previous, you know. Yeah. So one of the activities that they did at this event, they had a open, quote unquote, open-ended discussion type shit. Like, I can't think of what it's called, but it was basically like a table and particular people, I guess significant people, being asked these questions, you know, on topics that are supposed to be being discussed on a deeper scale, a deeper level, but what it ended up being was the same regurgitated as surface level shit. And not only that, but I remember me, and this is how I connected with two other girls there. Like, we actually got cool the rest of the retreat, and we were like literally in alignment with how we felt about the whole shit. Like, something was off about that place. And I felt some type of way, because I felt like this was a waste, because y'all not really, you know, talking about what needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saying the same shit everybody else say when they speak on these topics. And so like, what is the purpose of this? You know what I'm saying? And they completely robbed us of being able to give our input. So it wasn't like it was open to the public to ask questions and to give answers and responses. It was just these people, you know what I'm saying, like on this podium or whatever, and they was just like, they was ask questions, I guess, that was pre-scripted and pre-written, and giving their responses, talking to us or at us, but not letting it be a collective communal thing. And so there wasn't like any real transformations or real catalytic, impact going on. But again, you are that person who has that type of input in conversations, in your family, you in your friend circle, your friend group, or just your friend. Whatever or wherever God plugs you in. And it's like the divine and your ancestors intentionally plug you in these environments, because there's something about a key that you hold, or something about you doing what is required to even find and locate that key. You get what I'm saying? And not just locate that key, because now I'm seeing like a safe. I'm seeing like what is it called? The numerical, like when you're opening a safe and you gotta do all that extra shit. It's like you having, now I'm hearing logistics, like you tapping into something that the general public don't tap into. There's always layers to these things to keep people away from really freeing themselves, from these karmic cycles. And so it's like some people may penetrate through, let's say there's something that's cloaked in 8 layers. There's some people that may penetrate through 3 of those layers. You get what I'm saying? It's like they feel like they have the key, they have the information, but they're still, they still find themselves being like easy prey or victim to like the same as social constructs or forms of weapons, carnal weapons that can easily pull people back, or that backsliding energy, or like easily trip people up. Okay, so again, regardless on what end that you're on, like, and what I mean is, going back to how I said sly remarks, like people making sly remarks to you and shit like that, hoping to trigger some type of reaction. And, their whole reasons, it could be different reasons. Maybe they know you, maybe they know of you, okay? And like, for example, me being a therapist, let's say somebody that don't fuck with me, they hit up one of their homies, be like, yo, I want you to book with such and such because she's a therapist, this is her information, and then I want you to cancel. Okay, and yeah, and that's supposed to get under my skin or trigger me. Or let's say somebody is jealous of what you do for work, or somebody is intimidated or jealous or envious by what you look like, about how you look, okay, and they rather somebody else do the job. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, like, you look too good to be around my man, you look too good to be around my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nah, right? And there's something about this professionalism that you embody, like this neutral energy, this maturity that you embody in these situations, and you just being very grounded. And what's the point of reacting or responding when you still getting yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all a situation I experienced today. So I can tell y'all 2, one yesterday and one today. So let's start with yesterday. Yesterday was my chosen day off. Like, I initially was gonna work. I didn't have any bookings, didn't choose to accept any. So I was like, yeah, nah, I need another day, outside of the other day that I designated for my self-care. I need another day. So having the freedom to do so, I did that. And somebody had called me to book me or whatever, and I was like, yeah, of course, I'm talking to y'all like I'm talking to my homie. So I'm kind of speaking urban slang and shit. But, in essence, I basically said, I'm not available today. Would you like to come in on Monday? Even though I had availability today, but I already had it set what I was willing to do today. So it was like, technically, I don't have availability. And I was like, would you like to come, Monday? And it was like, oh, no, I need it today. And I was like, oh, well, I apologize. I'm sorry about that. But yes, I'm unavailable today. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, take care. It's non-negotiable. Moving forward. So today I had 2 clients that you know, it was guaranteed I was gonna service these people. They already made up my mind. Like, boom, they're early. I got these early, you know, sessions. I'm just gonna do these two and I'm done for the rest of the day because I still want to rest. I still want to chill. But I'm gonna make this quick little, you know, whatever. So I had got this request, and I was like, dang, like I ain't really feeling this, you know. So the time that they requested, like I actually offered them a later time, right? Just to, it was behind the 2 clients I had for the day, but yeah, it was very intentional time setting. And I'm like, okay, well maybe, you know, they'll pass or whatever because I can't give them the time that they're requesting initially. They decided, you know, to they decided they wanted to work with me or whatever. So things didn't go as planned. Where one of my clients was, like my first client kind of threw everything else off. As far as timing and like dealing with traffic, you know, so whatever. I was having to push times back today between my first and my second client. Everything went well, okay, with the first 2. Well, the first one I got there on time, but where she was at, it was just complicated. I cannot stand working in the city in Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I cannot stand driving through that bitch. I can't stand riding through that bitch. Like, listen, to each their own. It's not my thing. I'm not, I can do that chaotic energy, bro. If I can avoid it, I'm gonna avoid it. You get what I'm saying? So, boom, whatever. It was a new client. So, I remember just feeling so frustrated, bro. Like, early, like, man. Now, here's the thing about when I get frustrated. Like, it don't take long for me to just mellow that shit out. Okay, and I thank God for how I'm created with my natal chart, like being on the cusp of Aries Taurus, because literally, like, if I get too much in my Aries, I just Taurus that shit out. You get what I'm saying? And just, you know, so anyway, yeah, so I end up, those clients that I really didn't want to do it, but I was like, why not, you know? And then I'm gonna be done, right? It would have been 2 more clients, so that would have been total 4 today for me, opposed to 2 like I initially said I was gonna do. So they ended up, you know, I updated my ETA and everything. They waited to the last minute. Like, I done pulled up at their house and everything. They waited to the last minute to basically cancel. And the way that the person was talking to me was very condescending, you know, as if they owed me an apology, like they felt sorry for me. And it's like, you ain't gotta feel sorry for me. Like, I already made my reached my quota for today anyway. Like, I didn't tell them that, it's none of their business, but still, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh no, things happen. Like, I'm just keeping it straight professional. And I'm like, you know, blah, 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 blah. So it's so crazy. Like, I just kept meeting them with maturity. I kept meeting them in the condescending, you know, nature with maturity, with, in a way, like, kind of driving the energy for them to kind of force themselves to come up on my level type shit. You feel me? So yeah, I feel like this is the energy that you guys are in, you know, when people are, you know, coming at you with this condescending nature, okay, with the little slick slide remarks and stuff, because believe it or not, you know, energy is energy, okay? Energy exchange is energy exchange and transactional. So it's like, even if people are not always conscious of what they're doing, you know, they can have some type of entity attachment, or they could be being used, okay, by something that they're associated with or in proximity to, okay, to try to harvest off you, right? And so again, with that in mind, it's like you guys are just, it's like you've reached some type of mastery level. Like, this could even be like master 33 energy. Like, you've reached a level of authority of yourself, okay, of your energy, of your emotions, of your soul, like whatever. This is not to say that you still don't feel and experience emotions, but you know, there's something about a high level of self-control, self-love, self-respect that you have for yourself, that, you know, you're not giving power away, or nothing is like, these things aren't strong enough to really cause you to just, you know, cause you to like really stumble. Yeah. Oh, let me show y'all something. Look what I was gifted today by one of my clients that's an artist. Ain't that cool? Isn't this cool? This is a real photograph. Okay, one of my clients is a photographer. Him and his wife, they travel, okay, and do scenic photography. Like very nature based. This was taken in Germany. Ain't that beautiful? I wish y'all can see more of the detail. Like, there's actually more trees. Yeah, you can see it here. And you see this little city here? If y'all could really see how the water looks, it's almost like an emerald green. So that's random, but anyway. So it worked out for me because I'm like, man, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I already have enough proof. 818. I have enough proof that whatever, like, if there was an intention for me to make something like a certain amount of money and something happens or changes or switch ups or there's a change in plans, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just get the money tomorrow, next day, you know. But it's meant for me to get that amount. I'm gonna get that amount, you know, very soon. And that's literally how the pattern has been in my life. Okay, now there's some motherfuckers pissed off about the 2 readings that I did last night. So tell me why one of my readings got removed from Facebook. One of my readings got removed from YouTube last night. It's been years since that's happened to me. Apparently there was some type of nudity in sexual content. Okay. Now, I've been seeing readers, you know, cover up and color their tarot cards and stuff like that, of the star card and the devil card, blah, blah, blah. But I've been just using my shit all this time because, you know, I'm not really big like that. So I'm like, what? I don't give a fuck. You feel me? Like, whoever is meant to see my shit gonna see my shit. Like, that's how I operate. But I find it odd that the video that got removed was the one when I was talking about, like, when I was tapping into what a lot of my readers used to focus on when I first started doing tarot. Like, you know, what's going on around us. You know, I was talking about the sewer systems and, you know, schools, like with kids going missing and shit, and traffic. I was talking about, you know, people being trafficked when it comes to these modeling agencies and casting calls and stuff like that. And out of all, so when I'm talking about just relational shit, you feel me, you know, y'all don't give a fuck about that. Use the same cards. And my thing is, I don't even remember using tarot cards. I remember using these Wednesday cards, and it ain't nothing new about these cards. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what's going on. Yeah, so when I was talking about that, you know, that particular video, and I meant to go back and watch it for myself, they done removed the shit, y'all. They removed it. So I'm gonna do another video about it because the fuck you think this is? They did that same thing to me when I did a COVID video when COVID first came out years ago, and I basically unpacked that shit and they removed it. It's so crazy to me, bro. Like, so yeah, you can definitely be being monitored. Okay, same old shit that I'm picking up about people wanting to intimidate you, right? Because they're intimidated by you. Which I'm not gonna, you know, delve into that because we already talked about that last night. But that's the energy. That's the energy. So yeah, you're coming off as cold. There's some people giving others the cold shoulder that are realizing that these people are kind of just adding or contributing to keeping them stuck. Okay, keeping them stuck in some type of deteriorating mindset. Okay, or constantly, I don't know why I'm here rocking the boat, but constantly like just pulling them into mindsets or cycles that they are literally fighting to get out of. Okay, yeah. There's definitely energy here about people literally lying for nothing, like lying over the smallest shit, lying for no fucking reason. And the things that they're lying about, it's like the confidence of the lie comes from them thinking or assuming that you're just a random person, and you're not somebody who's done this before, who's done that before, who has experience with a thing or with a place, you get what I'm saying? And them just trying to sell you a lie, and kind of confronting them in that lie, and them just feeding you a whole nother lie, and you just like, oh, okay, and keep it moving. Like, damn, like, motherfuckers just lying like that. That's the energy too. Like, motherfuckers just lying like what's the word? Frivolously. I can't even fucking say it. Motherfuckers just lying, like, just lying, bro. Like it's second nature, yeah. And I feel like, in contrast, you guys could definitely be being truthful. Like, like I feel like you guys may have a tendency to soften truths, okay, just out of compassion, okay. You're definitely aligning with people who kind of share that iron energy, that sharpened energy as well, okay, where it's just real talk with y'all. Like, y'all just can casually talk that way, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can casually just be truthful and transparent. Ain't nobody getting their feelings hurt, dark humor is blended in there, different things like that, okay. Yeah, because the topics and the way that you guys are conversing, it has nothing to do with y'all disrespecting each other, or like trying to insult, okay, with sly remarks, or mask insults with humor and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you guys definitely do not participate, or you do not remain in connection with people who are like that, who are hiding some type of passive envy or jealousy against you or with you, okay, like, or having some type of secret one-sided rivalry against you. So again, just to recap, you guys are definitely seeing people very clearly, okay, and you're discerning whether to address them or not based on their level of maturity that you're able to also discern. Like, is there really like any real reason or point for me to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, regardless if you respond verbally, okay, or just in your essence, these people are receiving that information, okay, and it's something that sticks with them. They can't just shake it off easily, okay. And these are the intentions. Like, when they make these sly remarks, when they be condescending with you, their intentions is for you to not be able to shake it off easily, for it to just roll off of you like that. They want this to fester and sit in your mind, sit in your gut, in your sacral chakra, you know what I'm saying? Like, just sit and boil, and like they want it to fester, okay, and spread like an illness, okay. Spread like an illness into your entire day. Spread like an illness into your entire perception, your perception of self, your perception of others, your perception of the day ahead. You got the heart, okay. You're very adamant about retaining the purity of your heart, while still, like, strongly embodying this benevolent dark energy. They can't figure you out, okay. They can't figure you out. But the way that I'm hearing they can't figure you out, they can't figure out how to stop you, or how to, like, just get you to crumble the way they feel like you make them crumble, or they just cannot get the end result that they're working so desperately for. Somebody's name could be Raven. There could be something significant about that soul Raven with psychic abilities. And you got solitude. Somebody's favorite color could be black. So there's some significance about your power. Heavy emphasis on how powerful you are, okay? Or somebody just remaining in their power, like. So there's also an energy of people using others to try and pull you back, okay? Look, balance. This is my first time pulling this card, I think, since I had this deck. Balance as it pertains to the mundane with precision. Y'all see that? Ain't that? Okay, give me 1 second. The town of Jericho. I want to read this card. I'm being called to read the mundane card. Yeah, there's something about you just facing the mundane like head on, and these people are in this avoidance energy. So this could even be like them facing some type of denial after they make the sly remark or make the little slick attempt, and you not budging, or you still, maintaining this stoic energy, or this, you not folding to the bait and switch energy, okay? It's like trying to avoid a ego, a bruise in their ego. Okay. Jericho is an exceedingly normal small town not far from Nevermore Academy. While your keen senses may always be on the lookout for the unusual, there's nothing wrong with the ordinary parts of life. Average, everyday things might appear boring, but their presence helps make the oddities truly remarkable. Yep. Average, everyday things may appear boring. So these sly remarks, these attempts, this same old bullshit, you guys are kind of giving that Wednesday energy. Like you're giving like this is crazy. Yeah, like to you, there's nothing wrong with the ordinary parts of life, or people, who are part of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's also nothing wrong with you being the unusual. Okay? Like, this your ordinary is being unusual. You know what I'm saying? It's being peculiar. I feel like you guys, with that acceptance energy that I've been channeling heavily with y'all, you guys have like accept that, okay, people rise up against me because there's, something about my spirit, something about, me being purpose driven, and me, they're not being able to shake my focus, okay, that triggers them into wanting to project onto me or try to create havoc or obstacles on my path and stuff like that. Well, thank God you still got the chariot. Thank God you still have the keys to the chariot. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I still got my chariot though. So I mean, there's signs everywhere saying, yo, look before you step out into the street. Like, I can't, I can point at the sign as I'm coming down the road, like, I'm saying, hey, you see my lights? I can flicker the lights on and off, just like the story. But if they step out in front of your chariot anyway, like, what you gonna do? You gonna swerve and lose your life? I think not. Yep. So the presence of these things helps make the oddities truly remarkable. So you being that odd energy, the odd one out, you understanding the power in being the odd one out, opposed to these people so desperately, caught in this old karmic cycle way of thinking of, you being the odd one out means that there's something wrong with you, means that you're bad, means that, you're unloved, you're unlikable, and da 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 da, when it's the opposite. Yep. So there's something significant about wordplay as well. Anyway, Coach Vlad leads Nevermore Academy's fencing team. This is for the precision card account. An elegant outlet for students to settle their conflicts with swordplay. Some tasks in life require pointed focus. What the fuck I just say? And extreme precision. These cannot be completed half-heartedly. Cut out any unnecessary distractions and exercise good discipline. This is you guys' energy. You're able to discern and rule out what's literally just unnecessary distractions, okay? It says, let nothing foil your plans. And you're letting none of these, you're not letting any of these things move you. You're not letting any of these things foil your plans or the greater plan, right? Dang, I'm trying to remember something that I said before. I aim with precision and divine timing. Well, we're just gonna leave it there. I can't think of it. There's something about you aiming with precision and divine timing. You moving and being in alignment with divine timing makes, okay, this is what keeps you precise, okay, with your choices, your decisions, like how you move through the mundane. Excuse me. Through the mundane. Yep. A shimmering influence. The original Outcast. And why I just thought about Andre 3000 and Big Boy. I was just talking about Big Boy recently to some clients about him raising owls. Yeah. So you got the shimmering influence is this original Outcast. You being the original Outcast, you know, you have this influence, this remarkable influential energy that literally is a catalyst to transitions. Okay? Death and rebirth energy, the psychic skeptic. It is 8:34 here. I kind of want to see the shimmering influence really quick, but I am getting ready to close out, you guys. Good Lord, where is this at? I feel like I flick through everything. See, it'd be stuff like this. I'd be like, you know what? Never mind. Alright. So the shimmering influence is the scales. Okay. The scales are Nevermore Academy's circle of sirens who rule the social scene with their mesmerizing song. Your words and presence have an inspiring effect on others. Can you leverage these gifts to tip the scales in your favor? I feel like this is you guys' energy that you've mastered. It says, whether you use it for personal benefit or the betterment of those around you, don't underestimate the power of your song. Yep. They wanted to scare you into underestimating your power, bro. I'm telling you. Your power, your gifts, your influence. All right, you guys. That's all I have for you for this message. See you guys next time.